Hello, everyone. I'm ZHAO Chuang. Today, we will draw the skull of Spiclypeus in a side view. Our focus will be on capturing the overall shape of the skull rather than detailing how each bone connects. This time, we will include some shade to shape its volume. For example, its brow horns project to the sides, so we can only see a tiny protrusion from the side. To represent a truly curving shape, we need to apply shading in this area to give the illusion that it is extending outward. Now, let's get started. Compose the picture first. Its mouth would point in this direction. Its face is about this long, and a frill follows behind it. The ratio between the face and frill is about 1:1. Then, let's use dotted lines to outline the entire skull. The front part of its face is curved, like a semicircle. Here is the jugal bone. Let's show the jugal horn. The jugal connects to the quadratojugal here. Diagonally upward is its eye socket, which is surrounded by raised orbital bones. The brow horns appear to project forward to the screen, but from this angle, they seem a bit short. Now, draw the nasal horn. Based on the fossil, the nasal horn is relatively blunt at the tip, although it might have been sharper when the dinosaur was alive. Its nasal horn is positioned slightly backward, somewhat like that of Pentaceratops, but different from Triceratops. Let's sketch the nasal bone and use 2 lines to represent the upper frontal and lower lacrimal bones. Now, we can outline the maxilla, where the upper teeth are located, followed by the premaxilla at the front. This part forms the beaked forend of its mouth. This part depresses inward, so we can use delicate lines to indicate the inward depressed shade. Next, let's draw the front upper beak. On the surface, add some grooves to represent the keratin attachment. Then comes its lower jaw. Ceratopsians and duck-billed dinosaurs were unique in their mandible morphology, featuring an upward extended structure, somewhat like that of modern mammals. In ceratopsians, the lower jaw comprises 4 bones. The main component that we are drawing now is the dentary. Another 2 bones are situated behind. The top surangula connects to the articulation. The angular bone is at the bottom. They fit together into an integrated structure. Let's draw a suture between them and illustrate the articulation. What's peculiar in front is the predentary bone, which forms its lower beak. Then, let's add its teeth. Here is a concave. Now, we move backward to draw its frill. Which had several iconic horns along its margin. We first use dotted lines to outline the frill before depicting these horns. Determine the position and quantity of the horns. The upper ones are larger, getting smaller as moving down. All of them are shaped like shark teeth. There is another fairly larger one on top. After finishing these, we can draw the peculiar, inward curled horn on the uppermost. From the side, it should look like this. Draw the midline of the frill. Here is located a large opening. Next, we can give the picture some volume. For example, shade this side of the brow horn. The higher, the darker. Then, draw them gradually in a lighter tone, which helps to create a curved illusion. We can add short lines on the mouth to highlight the depression. On those with concave sutures, we can strengthen the shade. Around the horns, we can add some tiny lines to make them three-dimensional. At this point is a hole. It does not an anatomical structure of this dinosaur, but only exclusive to the Spiclypeus specimen we relied on. It was an injury caused by another ceratopsian. Let's show it in this drawing. Now, we use another pen to outline its skin. When it was alive, this hooked beak would be much longer. Color in the eye socket, the lateral temporal fenestra, and the supratemporal fenestra. Then, color the inside structure of the nostril and other hollow structures black. Slightly shade these parts. The lower beak might have extended to this part. Then, this part would be blocked by the lips. Here is the lower beak. Now, move on to the horns. We need to add the extended length of the nasal horn as it would have appeared when this creature was alive. Due to the perspective, the extended part of its brow horn is pointing to the viewer, so there is no need to exaggerate this part. What comes next are its frill and marginal horns. These horns can be drawn to appear sharper and broader. Color the hollow parts black. Then, its lower jaw, the rear part of which should be thicker and more muscular. Draw its neck extending backward. Color all these areas black. Then, we come to its throat, and the underside of its neck. Use casual strokes to fill in this part, gradually transitioning to white. Good. Like this, we have finished drawing the skull of Spiclypeus in a side view. Thank you all.